My project is to regenerate old small neighborhood in Tianjin. The design aims to use landscape strategies to optimize the limited space and dealing with the living issues in old neighborhoods. The study of people behavior flow in the inner city of Tianjin shows that before the COVID-19, people are active in the most popular areas along the river. During the pandemic, people are more likely to move around circles based on the neighborhoods. The living circle of citizens has shifted. Although in a few years, people may come back to the city, it is still a chance to refocus on the neighborhood environment. And under the background of the post-pandemic, the policy is providing opportunities to support the renovation of old neighborhoods. From the distribution of parklands in Tianjin, it can be illustrated that the open space is the most imbalanced in Nankai district due to the biggest area and the lowest diversity of the green space. The green space and urban park are concentrated in the northern part of the district, while the neighborhoods are in the north, so the relationship between the neighborhood and open space is very weak. Combining with the code for civil buildings, it can be seen that the most common housing type is old neighborhoods with less green space and weak interaction to surrounding open space. I chose the Siji village of Tianjin University in the southern part of Nankai district. Siji village is next to the university and was built for school faculties in 1980s, which represents the typical old neighborhood in Tianjin. Some seniors remain here, some original residents rent the house to the urban migrants, who are mostly the shopkeepers of the market in the neighborhood. The surrounding areas are mostly school and other neighborhoods, but because of the pandemic, the school has been locked down from residents for a long time. So the open space like lake and sports fields are not available for the residents. The main entry can be accessed by both car and pedestrians. The informal entrances shows that there are demands for extra entry for the pedestrians. The lack of regulation of parking is inconvenient and unfriendly to the pedestrians, especially for seniors and children. The neighborhood is enclosed with fences. The facade of building along the outside street and the market are open to the public. Few visitors enter the neighborhood. Residents mainly go to the courtyard in their blocks. There are 2 fitness squares and a park in the site. The park is closed for the protection of the trees in the park. From the space analysis, I identify some potential spaces that may be developed, including the vacant space between the buildings, misuse space of private garden and parkland, unutilized space of car park and surrounding spaces that may be used as sharing space linked together with the existing neighborhood public spaces. From the informal conversation with residents in the neighborhood, we can know most migrants live in the southern part of the community because there are markets in the area, and some of them are shopkeepers. Seniors prefer the north part because it is relatively quiet and has space to hold activities. Seniors and families are more likely to go to the markets for groceries and vegetables. Seniors prefer to move around their living building or gardens nearby. Families are the major users for the fitness squares. Migrant and younger people go to work in the morning. The commercial streets are their vacant sites in the neighborhoods. The spatial activities map shows that the residents mainly go to the market and supermarket to go shopping, and the recreational space for the residents are limited. From the structure of population and their social activities, we can see that the largest group of people in the neighborhoods are mostly seniors and migrants. The hotspots in the neighborhoods are the market and snack street for all ages and squares for families. In terms of the strategy, since seniors are mostly live in the northern part of the community, so there are more possibility and necessity for these residentials to add elevators. And because there are more demands for elderly people to have open spaces near the houses, elevated spaces assisted by the elevator are more feasible in these areas. Connected with the existing squares, the fluctuated spaces provide opportunities to support more open spaces. Linked to the entrance, the original locked part has the potential to organize a continuous activity corridor. As the market has already formed a community center with largest population flow, the function of the interior space could be enriched to hold activities. From the accessibility, there are 3 existing car entrances in the neighborhoods. To separate pedestrian and car, I'm supposing to concentrate the car parking near the entrance in the form of vertical parking to provide more spaces, and normalize the bicycle parking along the main roads, set up pedestrian zones around the market and the park next to the academic and residential, where gathers most people including children and seniors, to enhance the connectivity and coherence of the public space. Some streetscapes could be stressed with program or green spaces. To enhance the co-living of residents from different groups, the community is encouraged to participate with the support for the seniors of different ages. For different ages of old people, they have different kinds of demands for the urban spaces, from the distance from home and accessibility of spaces. And for the other groups of population of migrants and families with children, it should be considered from their demand and combine them together to enrich the community activities. Combined with strategies, the conceptual plan shows the potential planning of the neighborhood. The commercial area is centered with the market. The open space is optimized with the utilization of efficient spaces, including the rooftops and vertical links. The multiple layers of the structure could make the best use of the spaces. The green space is integrated and intertwined with the community garden and streetscapes. The car parking is regulated and concentrated in the specific areas next to the entrances. The presence inspired me from the utilization of inefficient space, the vertical design of activities using elevator or multi-layer structure, the combination and variety of modular application and planning of the in-between space of the limited environment. In the next steps, I will push further in the three-dimensional design to achieve the best outcome, and that's all for today. Thank you.